Oh, that? That's the 32X, an add-on with an extra processor that allows you to play 32-bit games on the Genesis. It's like an SVP chip that was used in virtual racing, but better because you don't have to put one in every game. I have something like that. It's called the Super FX chip, like in Star Fox. Yeah, and y'all have to pay almost $100 for your Super FX games, while all my games cost as much as Genesis games. Once you pay for a $150 fee, you're good to go. I thought CDs were the future. Why are you going back to cartridges? Because 32X is meant to play arcade games like NBA Jam Tournament Edition, Afterburner, Space Harrier, Star Wars Arcade, and original games that are designed like arcade games, so it doesn't need the storage of a CD to do that. Plus, they can always hook up to me and play CD games. All these add-ons are dumb. I'm good enough as I am. Oh, is that so? Hey, don't you have an add-on that goes in your cartridge slot too? No. No. Yeah, you do. That lame-ass Super Game Boy. Yeah, alright, I got this brand new 16-bit Super Nintendo with Mode 7 scaling rotation. Let's crack out the Game Boy games and play them in 4 colors. Woohoo! And you have the nerve to talk about limited colors during FMVs on me. Screw you guys, my big brother's on his way. The Ultra 64, and he's gonna kick your ass. Is he gonna have CDs like all the other next-gen systems? No, he's gonna have cartridges because they're harder to pirate. Yeah, and a lot more expensive. And they'll ensure that all your games look like shit because there's no memory for decent textures. Plus, isn't that a long way off? Yeah, first my cousin the Virtual Boy is gonna come out. He's 32-bit. Holy shit, you're an idiot. Another fucking 2-color system? As if the Game Boy didn't suck enough. This Virtual Boy bullshit requires you to sit at a table and stare at some fucking goggles and give you headaches and vision problems if you use it too long. Genius. You're gonna say my 32-bit add-on is dumb when your 32-bit standalone has games that look like 2-color NES games? Give me a break. At least I have a new portable. You've been hanging on that Game Gear forever. Yeah, the Game Gear is getting pretty old. We got the Sega Nomad coming on the way. Nomad? What's that? It's a portable Genesis. Just plug in any regular Genesis cartridge and go. You can even plug in an extra controller for 2 players and hook it up to a TV to play on the big screen. Man, I bet it sure sucks batteries though. It's no big deal. You just buy a battery pack and then you're good for 3 hours at a time. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Best of all, you don't have to buy new games for it. You just play the games you already have for Genesis. Do you have anything like that? Not right now, but in a few years there's going to be the Game Boy Advance that lets you play ports of my games. So you have to buy the games all over again? Your game costs almost $100 as it is in some cases. And you expect people to pay again for the same game? Yeah, we're also going to sell them as electronic downloads on the Wii Virtual Console for $8 a piece. And these will be completely non-transferable. It's a pretty good business strategy, huh? No, that's fucking extortion, you money-grubbing son of a bitch. Fuck you, $8 for something that costs 1/10 of a cent in bandwidth to send and 10 cents in royalty fees? Are you fucking nuts? By the time the Wii is out, you'll be able to buy these games for less than $8 shipped on eBay. You're a fucking disgrace to video games. The NES was a good system to save video games, but ever since that, you've done nothing but hold your developers by the balls and screw over your loyal fans time and time again. Every Nintendo system after the Super NES has sucked ass. The Wii is the biggest pile of gimmicky shit I've ever seen. If I see another minigame compilation, I'm gonna puke. You become almost as bad as Microsoft. Fuck you, Nintendo. You burned your last bridge. I'll see you in hell. Alright, so you just seen this video, and if you're a Sega fan, you're probably like, fuck yeah, someone finally gave Sega their credit. And if you're a Nintendo fan, you're probably thinking, oh, this dude's just some Sega fanboy. He had a Genesis when he was a kid, never even played Nintendo or Super Nintendo. But that's actually not the case. My first system was a Nintendo Entertainment System. My second home console was a Super NES, then an N64. Until PlayStation 2, all I had was a Nintendo console. It's what all my friends had, so I mean, the only person I knew that had a Genesis really was my cousins. That's the only exposure I ever got to it. So when it came to Sega CD and 32X, I never got the opportunity to play these as a kid. But going back years later as a collector, like, there's some really good stuff here. Because they really do. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. I mean, Sega CD allowed for FMVs, CD quality soundtracks. Like, really, Super Nintendo had some good sound, but nothing can compare to the greatness that was on Sega CD. Like, even today, soundtracks don't fully compare to what they had on Sega CD. And 32X, I mean, it was pretty primitive compared to the 32-bit systems that came out not too long after, like PlayStation and Saturn. But for the time, there was really nothing better. Like, Jaguar sucked. CDI, my godfather had one of those. It was pretty much crap. Like, the controls were garbage. It was like this little remote with a thumb joystick that didn't work at all. And then 3DO, you actually had to manually adjust your controller just so you could use diagonals. Like, the only good game on 3DO was like Gex, and then they even ported that to PlayStation. So once PlayStation came out, 3DO was a waste. So really, the only good CD system until the 32-bit generation was pretty much the Sega CD.